I wanted to talk to you guys about loan platforms that don't really make things clear when you're collecting loans from them. And then when you collect the loan, they'll start hounding your life. And now, what prompted all of this was OPay. I have an OPay account. I have like 100K there. I didn't know what to do with it. I still don't know what to do with it actually. So I was thinking maybe I should invest it on the platform. They have a fixed deposit thing. They have a safe box feature. They have O Wealth as well. Then I tried the O Wealth thing and it was like 1,000 naira per month. You get 1,000 naira per month for investing 100,000 naira. I didn't like that. I didn't like that because PalmPay does like 20%, for 1 year. And that's even more than like 1,000 naira per month if you're using PalmPay. Another reason I didn't like the fact that it was like 1,000 naira per month interest on top 100K was because of how when you collect a loan through these platforms now, their interest rates are really, really high. But when you're investing money on the platform, interest rates are really, really low. And I don't like that. I checked out the loan option on the OPay app, and just going through that loan page, there is nothing about interest rate. It did not say, oh, we're going to collect this particular interest per month. They don't mention it. I went from there. It took me from OPay to Easy Money. I'm getting it, the loan platform they partnered with. And I'm reading through Easy Money as well. They were telling me how much I'm eligible to collect. They said up to 1 million naira. I was trying to make the whole thing enticing, but there is still no mention of how much interest I have to pay every month, if I default or if I'm still holding the loan. And that really frustrates me. I think that it's one of the ways that these loan platforms pull you in. They don't tell you anything about the interest rate until like the last minute before you collect the loan. And maybe because you need money urgently, you hit, process loan or something, and boom, you collect the loan. And then from there, they'll start hounding your life. And when I say hounding your life, like I really mean it. I know friends who have mentioned that they collected a loan from one platform called Hella Cash, and they could not rest. Interest rates too just kept going up. And it was shocking to me because the way these loans are supposed to work outside Nigeria, as I've heard, I haven't collected loans from any platform. In the countries I've been to, I have never collected loan from any of the platforms there. I don't think they'll even give me self. But my point is, when you're owing any of these platforms, yeah, they'll keep reminding you. They'll send you emails. They'll call you as much as possible, and the call is usually a reminder. Some of them are even automated calls. But in Nigeria, it's very different. It's like the call is just reminding you that they will kill you if you don't pay this loan back. So you hear things like, when are you going to pay the money? Do you want us to come and arrest you? Like I've heard stories about it. I'm not owing OPay or PalmPay. I don't even think I remember my PalmPay details. But again, I think it really, really sucks. Most of these loan platforms, I think it really sucks that they don't mention how much interest rate they are charging or they are going to collect until like the last minute. So be very careful, very, very careful when you're collecting a loan from some of these platforms. I don't want to name names. Ideally, I should actually name names, but I don't know a lot of them. I know if someone had a really bad experience with Hella Cash, and that person also mentioned Palm Credit as well. There are like so many of them, and lots of them are even running ads on Facebook, but they don't have any clear way of collecting their money back when they loan you money. So they will hound your life. They will, if you can avoid it, don't borrow money from these platforms. They will frustrate your life. And I think the only successful loan platform that was not a complete disaster, right, in my experience, was Fair Money. I've collected loan from Fair Money before, a couple of years back, and it wasn't horrible. It wasn't a horrible experience because I defaulted, right, at some point, and they called me and they were like, yo, when are you going to pay? Should we be expecting the money this week? And then I think they also reached out to me on WhatsApp, but I was able to sort it out. But apart from Fair Money, the other platforms I've heard about, oh my God. So please be very, very careful. And I also think that there is nothing to be ashamed about when you're like, we do this thing where we shame people when they collect a loan. Like, No, no, like I'm pretty sure at some point before Dangote became Dangote, he collected a loan from a business or from a company or from a bank or something, right? So it's okay to collect loans. Don't feel ashamed about it. It's very, very okay to collect a loan when you're trying to process something, but just make sure that you pay back on time so they don't frustrate your life. Loan recollection in Africa is very difficult. It's really difficult for these companies. So because of that, they would look for ways and means to collect their money back. But again, to that point, don't feel ashamed when you collect a loan from any of these loan companies. Don't. Like, there's nothing to be ashamed. You needed money to handle something. You collected a loan, right? And you're going to pay back, right? So I don't know why people get very ashamed of like talking about, the whole loan collection thing, or like there's nothing to be ashamed about, but be very careful. You can enter big trouble if you collect loans from like the worst loan company out there. So be very, very careful. Also, me mentioning fair money is not an endorsement. They are not paying me, or anything. So maybe also avoid even fair money. Like, just avoid these loan companies if you can. And if you take loans from any of them, be very careful. Pay back as soon as possible so they don't stress your life. Now, before I go, I need a favor. If you've collected a loan from any company before, or you've heard stories about any horrible loan companies, please leave their name in the comment box. I would like to know, what your experience was like, so we can basically help others. Let's help others to avoid these really bad loan companies, right? I'll see you guys. Thank you. Bye.